Okay. Hello, everybody. Um, okay, so let's pick up from where we were last time. Okay. Um, to give a quick recap. Um, so the party, after finding the sword of Python's father, you were then rushed back to the temple, where you were kind of spoken to by like some guards, making sure like, oh, let us deal with it. Just enjoy the festival. Thanks for letting us know. Um, they pretty much left it there. You then stayed in the night. It was very somber. You had a rather luxurious room for a temple, um, and was served breakfast in the morning as well. Um, in the morning as well, you saw a lot of monks like training in the main courtyard. Um, Umbozu went down and challenged one of them to an arm wrestle, and Python actually decided to inquire about the study of projecting the astral self. Um, Shortly after, you then went outside and did a short sumo match where I believe it was Umi Bozu who won. Um, and while this was going on, guards had approached Kipi Kipi and Pyphoon, basically explaining that they tried to find anything and they found nothing. Um, but they did hear that a spectral rabbit led them to the scene anyway. So they were wondering if maybe we could use the spectral rabbit, if they have some connection to what's doing this, then maybe they could use that in a way to find the next attack. Uh, they did kind of give you some indication of like, here are some areas which haven't been attacked yet. This is kind of where attacks have been happening, and they positioned you in a spot where seemingly they were worried about, because it was one of the biggest grave sites in the area, filled with samurais, and they weren't so much worried before, but they was recently, because the previous one was so big that maybe now they're just upping their game. Um, so you went to the courtyard and staged a watch where Shio stood in the middle and sent out your little ink eyes to kind of survey the area. However, none of you, or all except for one, had dark vision, so it was really hard communicating each other's ideas to each other. So when the attack did happen, it wasn't an immediate rush to Shio, as these creatures they came out of the shadows, appearing like humanoid for sure, but um, brandishing samurai armor and partially decayed. They had actually attacked Shio quite a few times and eventually did knock him down. Umibozu run in, uh, destroying one of them, but there were still loads, and even after Shio had gone down, they kept attacking him, and it looked like that was it for Shio. But Kipi Kipi ran in and did, I think, cure wounds on you, saving you at the last minute. You then finish up these creatures, and that's where we left it. Immediately after that fight, Shio's wounded, exhausted. Uh, you don't know what's happened. You saw a few more of these creatures further to the north and to the west. You don't know where they are right now, and you're not hearing a sign from the other four guards that were stationed with you.
dashing towards whatever the nearest place is. If he's correct, he's the nearest town. So he's trying to get him up to heal. He's trying to get him up to heal because he's scared his friend's gonna die, and dying sucks, and he's very sad about it.
The nearest town, it is, so like I said, it is the dead of night still. You would literally be running into the forest in the dead of night, and there isn't a town or anything for a good maybe hour of like running. It is a long way.
Stopping at the nearest doorway or whatever. Looking around, he sees well, you're right. There's Jack Dilly Squat to see. He's quite furiated at the moment. He doesn't want his friend to die, but there's other people needing him, so he runs back to the group and lays him down gently near I don't know where he went, but to Dash and oh wait, he isn't here. Oh no.
I think he dipped for a second. He said he'll be back in a bit.
I'll just say I put him to rest near Dash's buddy, and I mean, not really, our Pythoons, I keep forgetting his name. I put it near him, and he says, "You keep him safe. I must check on the other gods. Do you promise?" I know he isn't here, but just pretend he is here, and I'll just leave him.
He's here. Just came back.
Oh, there he is. Oh, hello again. All right. I was saying, I put Shio's body, not dead, just wavering body near Pythoon's legs. He says to him while rising back up, "Oh, my good friend, please take care of Shio while I checked on the gods. I beg of you."
I think.
Yo, he died.
Dash, you there? Okay, we'll say he does kind of like nod, and I'll look after him.
Everything. So after that, he twists his head back to the screams he heard or something, and I would like to make a roll. I don't know which one, to see if I notice or see anything of unusualness where I hear the screams. What do I have to roll?
Roll me perception, but with disadvantage, because it is dead of night, you don't have dark vision. Sorry. A 9. Okay. So as you kind of roll your head back, you're not hearing anything. Well, I mean, there's like faint rustling of trees, there's stuff going on, but you can't hear any like footsteps, any sign. There's definitely not anyone yelling anymore.
So then, just to make sure, he yells out in the general direction, "Hello! Are you still alive? If you are, please just say something." He yells out in the general direction of where the guards are supposed to be.
You hear nothing?
Damn it. He looks around to his current party. He sees that a lot of them are pretty banged up or just not in the will to fight right now. I must pray that they can live by themselves for just a few minutes, he tells himself as he whips his hand once again. His cannibal, which I told about last time, whips out of his right hand and he puts it behind his right shoulder as slowly, because he doesn't want to do anything, he tries his best to just walk in the general direction of where the other guards would be. He's kind of worried right now. He's kind of spooked, if you could say.
Okay. So you can move your token. Are you going up to the north or to the west?
Let's go west.
Okay. You know, you did see, just a refresher, you did see a creature up here, which then vanished out of sight. To the north. There were 2 guards stationed at the north and 2 guards stationed at the west. You heard one from the north, and you saw the lantern fly up. You did not see anything from the west. You could still go to the west if you want, I'm just saying.
Well, he knows that something happened to the east at least. He doesn't know what happened to the west, so he wants to check on that first beforehand.
Okay.
Because he knows something happened there. He doesn't know anything about west.
So you're not seeing anything from the west. No light, no nothing. Are you walking up as far as you can? Or are you just kind of tempting it, teasing?
Omibozu's taken a very slow pace between going to the west. He wants to go faster. He really wants to get there. But he's worried of something in the dark may try to ambush or attack him. So he's being very cautious right now. You know, being worried and all that. Okay. So if it's fine with you, with that, he whips around his arms for a little bit, glowing his tattoos, making a very nice blue shine, kind of illuminating a very small area around him, but still light nevertheless.
Are you going to ready an action in case something happens?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I don't. Those dead people, man. Dead people suck.
So, as you walk up, you see just in the darkness, just mounds every now and again of these graves with their tombstones. However, if I'm getting this right, more or less more flat tombstones, not like Eastern tombstones popping up the... Nope, I'm absolutely wrong. Like, sorry, rows and rows of like stone mantles. As you get up closer and closer, you don't see any person there. You're seeing some scraps of armor lying about on the floor here and there, as well as the paper lantern which you gave him before. It looks like a claw mark had gone all the way through it and just slashed it. The light in it just gone. But no people.
Either the gods were lucky, or I'm a fool and I am too late. Damn it! I don't think I could go any further too far. I want to meet my friends again. Go to inn. This has been a shameful night indeed. My pride has been shattered and my honor already gone, but I don't think there's so much I can do here. He mumbles to himself. And from the looks of it, he's too late. He can't do much, so with a humble sigh and more talks of how much he failed, he then hopes, just prays that somewhere in the east, the guards in the east are somewhat alright, so he then proceeds to go in the general direction of the east.
Mm-hmm. I'll say as well then... Okay. That's west, but yeah. Sorry, so you had just come from the west, so you're going up to the north, right?
Basically, yeah. I'm
okay.
gonna think I was stupid.
Kibi Kibi and Python. Python, are you here? Are you doing anything?
Well,
I think he's still sorting stuff out.
Oh, everybody's dead. Okay.
Shio is still here. Kibi Kibi is gonna run up and do whatever healing. What healing do they have left? They are going to, if I've got this right, cure wounds you. one more time. Free healing on
Please.
Shio.
Don't. I'm okay. I don't need. Thanks for your help, but please don't bother with that. Shio just stands up and he walks to one of the corpses. He wants to see if it's a creature or something like that, so he's going to take off the helmet.
Okay. Take off the helmet. It's so humanoid expressions. You're seeing like a kind of beard coming out and like some facial hair basically, but partially decayed. Roll me a medicine. Okay.
And-
Assuming that you're looking over, are you just looking at the face or the whole body?
What? Okay, then I suspect this is necromancy, as we deduced, but this is not right.
With a
What-
10,
are-
the face partially decayed, a slight bluish tint to the flesh, actually. With what looks like, so throughout this entire counter, all of the strikes you had done had kind of been frontal. This one, I think the one you're checking right now was the one that was mashed by the Konobo of Umibozu. However, there's a big slash mark down the back of this warrior.
Oh, they were killed before they attacked us. Yep, these are corpses then. Wait, does this mean these are the guards and the soldiers in
They're not
the
wearing.
east and the north?
They're not wearing the same armor. No.
Oh, wait, Python. I think you would want to check some of the faces of them. And I just really hope that they are not your father.
I guess I'll control Python from now as well. It's push to talk if you're trying to talk, by the way. But it's as he kind of checks them over, shakes his head. No, these aren't my father.
Then we're okay at least. But where's Umibozu? My head hurts and I. What? Why? I don't feel good. Shio just falls a little bit to the ground and he just stays like that, just for resting.
Mm-hmm. Umi. As you slowly shuffle your way up to the north. Are you ready in action in case something happens?
Yep, just like last time. Who knows?
Getting your Konobo ready?
Yep, better safe than sorry.
As you come up the northern path, again, so roll me a perception check, actually. Again, disadvantage.
Gotcha.
So you're not seeing the guards again entirely. You're seeing some blood splats on the wall behind, where they're kind of leaning against. No lantern, as you know, it would have flown up, which kind of alerted all of you that there was something there. But you are seeing a severed arm of one of them on the floor.
Seeing that severed arm, the blood, the torn up, everything. Umibozu sits down near the arm, kind of near where the presumed corpses are. Damn it all. Damn it all. If I wasn't so foolish.
You would also notice rustling in the trees nearby.
More things out to kill us. I will not risk fighting alone. I may be foolish, but I'm not that much of an idiot. Ugh. Damn it all. He talked to himself, figuring out what he could have done, how much better things could have done. But there's really not much he can do, and he walks up, give one very slight bow to presumed corpses, and he starts heading back. He's gonna, now knowing that there's something in the leaves. Maybe it's a creature, maybe it's a monster, maybe it's some sort of assassin out to kill us, who knows. Better safe than sorry, I presume. But yeah, he's kind of down now. Not mad, but just more or less down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm. Python, now you're back.
Hey, I would like to. Okay, I would like to apologize for that. I just got my big account
You're good. No need to dox yourself on
today,
stream
and I
right
fucking
now.
lost it.
Oh,
So
your mic's getting a bit bad,
I-
but
it's really, but yeah, I have to let off Steam.
my dude, I
do you
can't
want me
quite
to
hear
recap
you.
because I had to.
I can't quite
What
hear you.
happened?
Your mic is going a bit
Could you
robotic.
recap what? Fucking happened?
If you want to spend a minute just to fix your mic. Umi, as you come back, what do you say? Umi,
Yes, I'm sorry.
as you come back, so what are you saying to?
Umibozu walks back with his body slouched down a lot. He almost looks like a average heighted person now. But either way, he still says in a very saddening voice, "Ugh. We are too late to help the gods. So either they become one of these demons, or they die miserably. Either way, we're the only ones here that are on our side. While I was searching for them, I heard rustling in trees. Either there's more things to kill us, or a squirrel.
Squirrel
a
coming to kill
squirrel.
us.
Yeah, a squirrel. Maybe a squirrel is a hidden demon god at this point. I do not know, but better be safe than sorry.
To be clear, because you're saying demon, and it just crossed my mind, the bodies you're finding, none of them are Oni. These are all humanoid-looking bodies.
I know they aren't like
Yeah.
I know they aren't demons. It's a better term for them.
Yeah, you're saying demon. I know what you mean. So these are not the Onis or the demon races. None of them are. They are only humans. To be clear on that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Umi, these ones were dead before they attacked us. And, well, if you didn't found a lot of bodies, then they probably just took them to, well, I guess you can already guess, but I suspect this is necromancy.
Yeah. Damn it all! Why? Why after so much death some foolish people think that fighting is a good choice? I'm tired of it. I really am. I want to play my plays, sing tales, and wish for people for good fortune and luck, but I can't. There's nothing but death and sadness. It's too much. It's too much at times. But I gotta. But I must. I must stay and hide. I must stand high for the people and for everyone who's still alive.
So, what are we going to do? We have to warn the temples, but are there more of them? Do we have like a clear response, or
We
is
were
it
the
just
only ones. We were the only ones that came, my good friend. Either we wait here till at least sunrise, or we just hope that we make it in time.
we can't allow ourselves that? We have
I'm not
to.
letting. I would not risk you fighting again.
Please, I can't die that easy. I am more hard than I look. I just need to rest a little bit.
Ugh. I guess the best we can do is. The best we can do is possibly rest for a few hours. I'll be. There's not much we can do unless we want to get lost in the forest. That would be even worse. So what do you say, my good friend? Do you want to risk it, or do you want to stay, quote unquote, safer? There's not much choices we can have.
I prefer the risk. We can't let this happen again. At least if it happened here, I don't trust that the temples are safe. And it's more likely to be attacked after the festival is ending today. So I think we should risk it.
Ugh. Hey. Fine. I do not want to be here anymore as well. I'm just going to get angrier. So, my good friend Shio, east or west, north or south? I forgot, to be honest.
You went
Which
up
temple?
north, you heard the sound from the north. From the west, you saw the armor pieces. From the north, you saw the severed arm and the rustling in the trees. From the west, you heard, or you saw the shredded paper lantern and the armor pieces.
Well,
East and south, you saw nothing.
yes. So,
I say west.
do you know which path is? I don't know if I have to roll this or not, but which of the four paths is faster or like quicker to the town? Guess I have to make like a rule.
If you're making a beeline for the closest town, roll me a history real quick. The closest city would be Zushu, which is where you came from. That is a few hours of walk. Okay. That's a few hours of walk. However, there are, while you didn't see any on your way here, there are sometimes like shops along the way, like small houses where people would be staying and living. So by chance, if you took a different path, while a bit more risky because you don't know where you're going and it's more likely you'll get lost, you may find one. But Zushu is like a good solid few hours walk on foot.
Well, so
Real quick,
that-
Python. So, Omibozu has just had a look around the area. To the west, saw some armor pieces on the floor. a shredded paper lantern. Shio investigated the bodies. One of them, which he examined, the face looks slightly bluish tint to the flesh, but basically partially decayed. Still some facial hair, so not a long time had passed. And a slash across the back. This would have been the same creature that Umibozu had attacked with his Konobo. So the slash wasn't from him. This was a previous wound.
Kind of. Oh, I mean, it's kind of hard to cut with a stick, but hey, if you try hard enough.
Python, you might also know, coming from being a Bard College of Swords, it's very shameful for a samurai to get a slash across the back. How this person got one, and it's like almost a sign of disrespect, or like the samurai almost being cowardly and turning away and then running. How this person got a slash on the back, you can't quite, it's unclear, but they have a big slash across their back. Towards the north path, they found a severed arm of the other guards that were with you as well. Their paper lantern gone, as well as some rustling in the trees up ahead. Are you talking? Your
Yes,
mic is
we should
going...
follow the lead.
Dash, your mic is going green, but you're not set. I can't hear anything. Okay. Would you be okay with what I messaged you? Okay.
Oh.
As night is still upon you, and you're frantically looking over Shio, wondering what you can do, what is the safest route back. You know there's danger all around you. Your friend is wounded, and you just want to be safe. You're seeing a creature, a form, a figure coming from the north, starting to walk towards you. Or the group in the
And we
middle,
all
at least.
We all see this, right?
Yeah.
Creature, I guess. So, of his cannibal away from the shoulder, now he has it in both of his hands. They're one's like upwards, one's downwards. I don't know if you want to know what I mean, but he's holding it right around his chest. Crouching down, he kind of stands in front of the group of where the creature should be and yells out, "Leave now! We do not want this. You do not want to deal with any of us right now. All of us are in very, very bad moods. And once we will, I'm not afraid. I'm simply mad. And I do not want to be mad right now. And you may make it worse." He's tired of this. He just wants to go. He wants this.
As the figure approaches closer, Kayoshi, would you like to describe your character?
Yo, let's go.
So, as the figure approaches closer, you notice that while they have weapons on their person, they don't seem like they're intentionally hostile. In fact, they don't even really seem like they have any particular mood at all. They're completely ambivalent and uncaring about what's going on around them. And they're followed by a small trail of smoke that seems to be coming from a pipe that they're smoking. And they simply reply in an equally uncaring tone, "There's things much scarier than demons and undead out here. If you really think that you can stop me, then go ahead, but I'm not here to fight you."
Then why do you approach with such menacing degree, my smoky friend?
So Kayoshi just puts out the Kiseru and says, I wouldn't really call this menacing. If this is menacing, you should see me when I'm actually angry. No.
Ooh, pretty tough. Ooh, you're acting big enough today, aren't you? Look, we do not care where you are. We do not care if you do not want to fight us. We just came back from a gruesome fight. Undead, demons, whatever you wish to call them. We just wish to leave and go to the nearest town. If you do not want to help us, then go on with your merry way and have fun not having your lungs in the next few years. We shall be leaving unless you know where we're going.
The shifter just gives them one singular blink before saying, you don't want to join the undead, and I think I can help with that. If you'll let me get to that one over there. And they say as they point to the seemingly lifeless corpse that is still on the ground.
The second the smoky man or whatever points over to him, Umibozu starts sliding back to Shio. You come here for simply a minute and you already want to touch my friend's exhausted body. What do you want from it?
Kayoshi is slowly advancing at this time. He doesn't look like he actually intends any harm. He doesn't look like he intends to necessarily do anything malevolent, but there is a small spark of magic that's flying out of his fingertips as he gets closer and closer. Just a touch. That's all I want. I only want to help. Won't you trust me? At least for the moment. You don't seem like you have many allies out here.
Umi, please, just let him. We don't have a lot of chances. And I don't trust him either like you, but this is our best option at this moment. And you know what? There's not a lot of people who can actually harm me right now. And, well, I don't think I'm going to die like this. I will not allow it. You, smoker, come on. Get near me. I will let you touch me. And Umi, please relax a little bit.
Whipping his right hand once more, the cannonball that was in his original hand poofs into blue fire as it just disappears. Standing back up, showing once more his menacing height of 7'5", he stares directly at the newcomer without a single look away or anything, undetermined, unwavering. I see you do one source of malicious things, and be warned, good sir, that smoke, that pipe, is going straight down your throat. You hear me?
Kaioshi just gives them a look, and they stop for just a moment before taking the pipe back up and then starting up again with a small puff and then saying, worst case scenario is I wind up turning your friend into a ghoul, or something worse than that, and you kill me, and then your friend. Best case scenario, he says as he starts up again, and then leans down, and they place a hand over their chest, and very quickly a radial pulse emits from it. The very best case scenario is they get back up. Isn't that right? And I will cure wounds.
He's watching very closely if there's any suspicious magic or tomfoolery going about.
7, pretty high.
Yes.
Yeah,
My full life right now.
full life. As you feel any wounds previously afflicted with you, between Kibi healing you and now this mysterious individual who hasn't given their name, you feel just like new.
Yeah, I feel better right now. Shio, wakes up and he touches like the places where the wounds were, and there's still like a little bit of blood, but I guess there is just um, not a lot because he just cured. And he approaches to um, the well the unknown person, and he bows a little bit. Thank you, but who are you and what are you doing in the forest at this point? As you can see, this is not a very safe place, and I can perceive that you are not that weak, but it doesn't seem normal for you to be here.
So they wind up taking one more puff from their pipe and then take the moment to direct their head away, making sure they didn't want to actually choke anybody out. And then they say, I could be asking you the same question. What are you doing out here?
We were paid to watch the surroundings of the temple because there was a strange phenomenon happening in the graves. Someone was stealing bodies, and they actually stole the body of the father of one of our friends. As he briefly points to Python.
Hmm.
Well, if you must know, I'm actually here on a bit of an objective myself. But this one's a little bit more general than yours. I just came to help. Let's just say that I have a promise that I made to an old friend.
Well, your sorcery is fascinating and useful, I could say. But can't believe I'm saying this. Would you like to join us back to the town? It seems by either some wicked luck or other possible spiritual hickey, we seem to cross paths. So, are you coming or are you leaving?
So the unknown figure gives a look back to Umibozu, who absolutely towers over him, given he's only 5'9". And there's a small swish from underneath their clothes as you try to make out what it is in the night, and they say, I guess you could use some help. And I guess I'm obligated to help, so should we?
Then I guess this is the deal. We are possibly temporarily allies for the now being. I guess we must tell names then. My friend you helped with your sorcery, his name. Jeez.
Apologies.
Pain. My friend you helped with your sorcery, his name is Shio, if you would. My name, Umibozu, given by a nickname due to history that you and I both don't care about. Blue dragon you see over there, that is Python, samurai with personal issues. And the rabbit folk you see there, you call him Kibi Kibi. He's a interesting person.
Sort
I think
of
there's-
personal issues.
Very subtle.
Thank you, my friend.
I
And
think
you?
that there's a lot of very interesting people there. I'm curious as to how you all wound up meeting. As for me, I am Cone.
Cone.
As in cone? C-O-N-E colon? That's a weird name.
So a part of their hood winds up drooping down a little bit as they say, "Well, you were saying how it's good fortune that we wound up meeting. What do you think that the name means?"
Oh! Very clever, good sir. Very clever. He taps his head and points it back. Very clever.
So, do I see anything unusual or any indication that we may want to get out of here, like, right now?
I don't know, I mean...
Do you have dark
see-
vision?
I have 60 feet of dark vision.
You sure
Good
do.
on you.
What are you looking for? Signs of... Okay, you're looking for signs of, like, this isn't a safe place. You're in a graveyard.
Signs
like,
of movement.
Yeah, it's very ominous here. You're not seeing any signs of movement, but there are, like, there's, like, a forest and stuff nearby. You're not picking up on, like, the sense of, you know, like, wolves or anything like that. You're not... You can't see, like, sorry, like a living presence. But the trees swaying and stuff feel a bit ominous. It would also be kind of easy for something to disguise its presence in them.
Hey, I gotta ask a question.
Yep.
Are we near where the hand and the lantern's at? The samurai or no?
Near where? What?
Where the soldiers were posted at, which they vanished.
Yeah, Umibozu has checked that. They were stationed up above, into the north area of this site. He's checked on them already.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Sure.
He's checked on them. You haven't found... So, to be clear on that, you found one of their severed arms, some blood splatters, and aside from that, there's no other presence of them. Where, like, there was four of them.
Died.
Well, there was four of them. If they died, you'd see a dead body. There was no dead body. You saw a severed arm.
So there was no tracks, no nothing whatsoever. Just a severed hand, broken lantern, and just blood splatter.
Severed arm, some armor kind of shit like taken off and stuff. A broken lantern, some blood splats. Aside from that, not really a trace of where they've gone.
Huh.
Unless if you're trying to pick up on something in particular, then let me know. But aside from that, just looking at that at a glance, you can't quite pick out anything.
Ooga booga.
So what do you want to do?
So it's at this point that the new stranger who you barely know, whose only interaction with you thus far has been a very nonchalant healing of a friend, is going to say, "Should we get out of here? I don't like the air around here. It's thick and not like as if it were springtime in a bog."
Python was already.
Maybe that air isn't actually air. Look around you, good sir. By the 2 years from now, you won't have lungs, but I don't judge. Anyways, yes, you are correct. We must be heading off. We must tell the town that the biggest grave yet had been robbed, and wasn't much we could do.
We should head back to the temples to at least check on them if something happened.
on foot at night, or do you want to wait till morning? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna say I say we should wait till morning because I don't want to because the fact that we just found this random guy out of nowhere, who knows? Maybe the next random guy we find may wants to shank us and kill us all, and I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I guess we should wait to um, till the day just comes out, because if there were creatures like this in the night, maybe if we move, there will be more. So I think.
Due to my foolish amends and not being able to save basically anyone, I shall watch guard for at least a few bits. Everyone, prepare for rest. I will watch over you all.
Okay. So you're basically giving everyone a long rest, or you're giving. At this point in time, it is like 2 in the morning, right? The sun hasn't quite risen. It's very dark still. Which are you trying to give everyone a short rest so that you're gonna wait till first daylight and then head out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So if you have a healer's kit, you can roll hit dice.
Does
I do
someone
not.
have one?
I have a stick.
I do not. I've got magic,
Not
but I
either.
don't.
You said I have a stick.
Kibi have one? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. So you can't do hit dice on a short rest then, but you do gain all the benefits of a short rest. So Kibi, I believe, being a warlock, gets their spell slots back.
Okay, I gain everything back except for the giant smite.
So yeah, add back to your sheet anything you get back if you do a short rest. You don't gain your hit points back, and you can't roll hit dice, but aside from that, everything else should be fine. Yes. And Kibi has... I just realized that spell slots are all wrong. Huh?
Shoot, I can't find this short rest.
There isn't a button for it, you just have to manually do it.
thing.
So, you being a bard, I believe you haven't used your bardic inspiration, so that's fine. I think you're fine. If you haven't used your bardic inspiration, spell-wise, I don't think you get it back into a long rest. So aside from that, I think you're pretty much sorted.
Okay, I just want
I
to know this.
do I gain my one raise that I used or not?
Bard does have Song Rest.
You know, I kind of wish Roll20 had a button for this.
Yeah, so they have to
Although they have to spend hit dice for it to have any effect, so never mind.
You must finish a long rest before you can rage. So your rages come back on a rest.
Yeah, I have 3 and I used 1, so I have 2 left.
You have 2. And I think bards are in the same position where they gain their spell casting back.
Yeah, the only classes that get any spell slots back on short rest are warlocks and wizards with arcane recovery.
Yeah. Okay. So aside from that, Omibozu, one more time. Roll me perception.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Perception disadvantage, as you're going to be basically looking out as everyone else is going to have their short rest. If anyone else would like to help out, RP during this time, you are welcome to it. As
I'm good too.
Umi, you're real tired. You can barely keep your head up at this point. Your eyelids are just, it feels like there's a weight on them. They're just going down.
No, I must hope my ugh. He says this when I'm grown as the giant, I kid you not, falls face flat on the ground and proceeds to sleep like that.
Okay. Kai, did you want to RP with Umi at this time?
Is this post short rest?
Yeah, as you have enough time to get your short rest benefits in. So yeah, you see Umi kind of seemingly with all the gravitas of like saying, "Oh, I will look after you during this short rest," and then you see them just barely holding it together. Just will alone is keeping them awake.
You feel the ground shake if you jump. It's almost like a mini earthquake just happened, but no, it's just Umi Bozu falling to sleep, falling to the ground. Don't worry, he'll be fine.
They just fall completely face first. And so, I'm going to go over there, and as I'm still kind of awake at this moment, I'm going to try to tap them on the shoulder and see if I can snap them out of it or maybe rouse them.
Mm-hmm.
Seconds, and I mean literal seconds after you fell asleep. Some of you may already know this, and I'm sorry if it gets starting to get annoying, but yeah, he's out. He's out cold.
Oh, you're asleep. Okay.
Tried his best, but he was tired, so he had to fall.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a history, Python. Not Python. Kayoshi, roll me history.
He's taking the fattest of these right now.
3.
You can't quite place it. You could swear the mask around his belt, you've seen these before, but they're so stylized, you can't quite make out who they are. It's like the name is just on the tip of your tongue.
Well, given the fact that he has decided to sleep on the job, do I spot anything moving across the fields at this moment in time?
You can roll me a normal perception, because you do have dark vision.
Actually, Python's awake.
21.
Okay. Python, also roll me a perception then.
He's just sitting near a tree, just watching.
With a 21, you don't see any movement. As daylight has kind of broken, you're noticing before it was fairly dark and maybe you hadn't quite clocked it. The graves around you are dug up. You saw a few of these creatures attacking you. You didn't see anything come out of the graves before, but now around you, the graves are dug up.
And they weren't before.
They weren't before. You didn't see anyone come by and dig them up either. They are just dug up.
I will keep a mental note of that. And in the meantime, I'm going to...
You would also see Typhoon awake and probably eyeing you.
Right. I'm taking my bow out because that's unusual as all hell, and I'm just going to knock an arrow and basically ready to action to attack if anyone other than the party makes any sort of movement.
Bad guys are very bad guys. You should probably kill them. The bad guys are very
You
bad.
keep your action readied, but time goes by, you don't see any movement or any creatures. Nothing. There's this very almost welcoming, gentle breeze coming through, but aside from that, nothing.
All right. As time's gone by, and it's probably about first light now, right?
I got food
Yes.
stuck in my throat.
It is about first light.
I got food stuck in my throat for trying to do that snoring. It hurts now.
All right. So I'm going to sheathe the bow, and then I'm going to take out a steel apparatus and just place it on the ground. Anybody that's currently awake will probably hear a loud ratcheting noise, like as something is being set up.
With an 18 perception, Python, you'd definitely be able to hear it. You'd probably be able to tell it's mechanical. It's not something common. But it would definitely pique your interest.
Sounds like my. Sounds like my mom's cooking over.
Repeat that again.
Something
I
sounds
know.
very mechanical. Something very unnatural for this area. But it definitely has piqued your interest.
He's gonna slowly stand up with his katana ready, just in case. And I'm going to cast. Hold on.
Ooh.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna cast.
Silence?
Yeah, because just to sneak up on whatever it is.
Okay.
Sounds like my mom's cooking.
From...
Okay, wait, where are you casting it?
We haven't moved the token, so I'm gonna assume it's... So it's between where you and Kyoshi would be, so like almost directly behind Kyoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you cast it on a spot, you can walk up fairly quiet. Remain perception with disadvantage, Kyoshi. A lot of perception's being thrown around right now, but
I know. I mean, it's probably one of the most common rolls. It's fine.
an 8. You do not sense them.
Okay.
But what does he see as he
Something
kind
like-
of comes over your shoulder and looks?
He noticed that the stranger from earlier has set up a bear trap, and it's close, but it's not quite by Umibozu, and they're taking out what appears to be a torch, and they're holding it over the bear trap very, very lightly, getting ready to drop it.
Oh, something smells very nice. Yeah, this is how he sleeps, by the way.
Python, what do you want to do?
Everybody get on
I'm
the
trying to think right now.
You're gonna do message or something?
I'm
That
just-
second level spell is like, whoa, okay.
Okay, what do hold on.
Oh, thank you, Dragon Cop. Typhoon, what do you want to do? Sorry, not trying to rush you, just...
So there's something. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So there's sounds of something mechanical right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mechanical
Did
stuff
you
like
hear
this.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So there's something. So there's sounds. So okay. So I'm sorry for interrupting.
Mechanical stuff is very uncommon for this area, especially, which is very more traditional, like handcrafted kind of stuff. But yeah, you do hear this kind of like winching noise. What do you want to do? You see this him like prepare like this bear trap kind of near Umibozu.
I taste steel.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay where I am. I'm just gonna be ready for anything.
Okay.
Fully prepared.
Okay, Kai, if you would like to continue with what you're doing.
All right. So, I have a question. Is the bear trap in the area of silence?
No.
Good, because I'm going to drop the torch that I'm carrying right onto the bear trap.
Okay. You see him drop the torch and then just as it like bites up and like breaks the torch.
And I'm guessing I'm right beside, aren't I?
You're right beside, yeah. You can roll me a...
Mother, please, not the pan again!
Don't worry, big guy. We're fine.
His heart.
It's just a loud sound.
It brings me memory of the pan. I do
Out
not
of-
speak of the pan. Very bad memories with the pan.
Out of character. I just wanted to wake him up. I didn't want to traumatize the poor bastard.
Okay.
He's clenching at his heart. His eyes are open wide. He's sitting crisscross, sweat dripping. Why? This is what, the third time I've been woken up like this. Why does everybody hate me? I don't get it.
So, after shattering the torch that he was carrying, and a loud snap woke Umibozu up, rather suddenly, Kayoshi looks over to them and says, Oh, good, you're awake. You had fallen asleep. I was worried something bad was going to happen.
Oh,
Although
and
it
this
just-
was your ingenious plan to wake me up, huh? Setting up a bad trap in front of my face. Aren't you just genius?
They give them a very deadpan glare and
Pan!
then say,
The pan!
Well, I tried to wake you by shaking you awake, and then I nearly slapped you awake and thought better of it. I thought that this was the only way that it was going to happen. So, good morning! By the way, it is
I
first light,
cannot.
and it might be enough for us to actually see where we're going on the roads.
I cannot deny your ingenious, but that scared me. That was scary. That was very scary. I have very bad memories of the pan. We do not speak of the pan. Nobody, he points to the rest of the group, speaks in the pan.
So,
Nobody.
Takayoshi gives a little bit of a
Typhoon
shrug and then looks to the
just
rest of the group like, does anybody know what he means?
rolls his eye. Typhoon shakes his head and says, no. You don't know what he means.
Well, I'm going to take my bear trap back and stow it away on my person once more.
Okay. So it is now, you've had a short rest, woken up, you're all ready to go. Daylight is upon you. You're not sensing any undead in the area or any creatures of any kind like that. Are you heading back to Zushu?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of sorrowfully take the cart which you had been escorted on. Oh, sorry, not what am I talking about? Not the cart. You came by foot with these guards, as they kind of showed you here. You very somberly kind of head back. Kind of dragging your feet a little bit, a bit saddened from, you know, there were 4 more people making this journey with you before. And you manage to hit Zushu again. You're seeing a big waft, a crowd of people kind of come in as the entire city is busy and packed. It seems a lot of the stalls... Actually, if you'd like to... Actually, I won't even say give me a perception check because we've done loads of them already. A lot of the stalls seemingly flogging their wares. A lot of them kind of low on stock, if anything. And they seem to be selling some of the more expensive wares, if you know what I mean. You're seeing a lot more like bulk buys, some stalls like kind of with like special sale kind of on them. It seems to be like the wrap up of a... It's like the final day of Comic-Con, like in the last few hours, when like everyone's trying to sell the most expensive stuff at like a discounted rate just to get it off their fucking shelves, so they have to lug it back.
Yeah.
It's kind of that deal at this point. But as you do go in, assuming you're going back to the police station.
Question.
Yes.
If there's a bunch of sale stuff, what is the lowest sale on food I can find?
Right now, so it's a lot of like, a lot of artisan stuff which is being sold. There is food as well, which you can buy for like a few copper pieces, depending on what you want. There's takoyashi, there's like dangos, there's like mochi, there's like stuff like that around. But you can find like there's a ton of different types of food.
Well, since dongo is a funny word and I laughed at it, I'm gonna go to the dongo stand.
Okay.
I'm gonna slam my hand down and say, if I can eat all your dongo in under 5 minutes, can I have it for free?
You see, like, there's a number of, like, waitresses kind of dressed up in, like almost maid outfits with, like, panda kind of, designs on them. As they kind of look around at you as you come in and slam you. They're all kind of small, not quite halflings, but, like, quite small people.
Sure.
And they kind of all just look up at you with big eyes. No, but you can have as much as you like.
You know what? Small pretty ladies? That's good enough for me.
Okay. So it's
Yes.
1 copper piece for 1 dango. How many do you want?
Okay. I have
How much do
I
you want
have
to spend?
10 gold. I have 10 gold pieces.
Oh no.
Am I really gonna go that far to make a joke?
10,000?
Oh wait, let me say again. I have 10 gold pieces. I'm really thinking I should spend them all just for a really stupid joke.
Is 10,000 Dongo.
Hmm. Fucking, God, I can't believe it. You know what? I'm sorry for taking up so much time. I really am, but I am going to roll a d20. 15, 10 or lower. I don't. 10 or higher. That's it, boys. I'm getting it. Damn it. Okay.
Damn it. Okay, how much do you want to buy? Should we say... how about 10 of each? How does that sound?
I am a man of business. Out of his pocket, out of his he pulls out both of his hands, out of his bags or something. Out of his each 5 fingers has 1 gold piece, adding up to 10 total. I can make you somewhat richer if you give me. How much would this be? He's hungry. He's a very hungry man.
I mean, that's quite a lot. I don't think even you could eat all of this.
Is that a challenge I hear, pretty ladies?
No, no one has ever eaten that much.
So that is a challenge I hear. Oi! Good friends, he yells over here. Come! I have good news.
About what?
Come. We don't need to eat ever. Trust me. Just come.
We never have to eat again.
Yes, come. Just trust me. I know what I'm talking about.
Interested.
Okay. I have talked to these pretty short people, and they have told me I can give them 10 gold pieces. That's, if I'm correct, 10,000 Ungo Bungos, or whatever they are named. We do never need to eat again. We could feast on whatever. We could have it for lunch, breakfast, dinner, have a job based around a drive. We would be unstoppable. Our power would be beyond this world. What do you say?
Does this count as illegal?
I am paying them to do this. It's not illegal.
So, to give you an idea, you're asking for... If you're doing 10 gold pieces, that's 10,000 of these, okay? It's... He'll produce like a few skewers of them and kind of present them in front of you. You'll see that... So each of them have like 4 balls on them, being like different colors, like 1 stick in green, 1 stick in red, 1 stick in blue. With whichever one is on the top having like a small like panda kind of impression on the front. They're made from rice flour, and it's very it's like chewing into chewing gum. Not quite like as stretchy and like ongoing, but it's like thick. It is a workout for the jaw. I was trying to find the world record for the amount of dango a person has eaten.
I'm really doing this, am I?
I'm back.
I think it's...
Welcome back. We've got a man about to buy 10,000 Dongo.
It's
Oh God.
I have
I
a
wish I was
feeling
looking that up.
the most amount of dango a person has eaten, I think it's 25 from what I can see.
What?
So, how many would you like? as you have these three pretty girls kind of staring up to you, kind of like, oh god, is he actually going to? Do we have the stock in? Oh god.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
You could always just roll like 1d4 and 1d10, and then that's how many you get.
This is a really stupid joke, by the way. Should I just stop this?
We-
The stupid joke is giving me a lot of entertainment.
We can do 10 of each if you'd like. That's 60 altogether. Quite a lot for someone like you. But that's 10 of our. So we have the 6 different flavors. Which we can
All
give
of
you.
them. Give me all of them.
Okay.
All the flavors at once. Put them all into one bottle. All the flavors into one. Trust me, it'll work out.
Okay. So they do that. It takes a bit of time. That is, so it's 1 copper piece per dongo. So it's 60 copper pieces, which is 6 silver pieces, or 1 gold will cover it.
Well, then I flick them with my big old thumb that's like big as their face, I think. A singular gold piece and say, I'm glad we came to an agreement.
Yes, thank you. And then they'll pass you the servings as like takeaway containers.
And I just grab them all, like, just hold them as much as I can, just like a lot. Oh, thank you, short pretty ladies. I must go with my team now. Goodbye. He then says as he just walks off, now just holding a bunch of food. He's very happy now.
Okay. Are you trying some?
I have to show the rest of my team. I don't want to do what I did a few days ago and just kind of eat 2.5 breakfasts.
Okay.
I have grown. I am a responsible man now. I can't believe I did this.
No, you're good, man. Okay. So you link back up with the rest of your team, and they see you're carrying like 6 different containers.
My good friends,
What
we
did
don't
you
have
do
to
to
do it
them?
for like a week.
I am still amazed sometimes by how can you do this?
Sheer determination and iron will, my friends. Anyways, I have 1 for each of you. He gives he passes the 6 out to Kiyoshi, Shio, Dash, Kibi, and then himself. 1 for each of us. I do not want to be greedy.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
I was going to get 10,000 of them, but apparently that's too much, quote unquote. He says with quotations. And somewhat illegal, quote unquote.
Not illegal, just crazy.
It's close enough.
Okay. If you're trying it, everyone give me a Constitution check.
Oh god.
Check, not a save. It's not gonna blow your fucking head off. But just like it's a Constitution check to work out like if you can work out what flavor it is. As I have a list. So, Kayoshi first. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. This is a Zuda Dango. It's like you have these 3 balls, like mainly white balls, stuck on a skewer, and then it's got these kind of green paste on top of it. You can't quite work out like what it is, but it tastes very starchy in your mouth, but like sweet at the same time. It's this weird kind of taste. It's chewy, sweet, and you have that kind of almost bitter kind of undertone from the green or whatever that is.
It is an amalgamation of my favorite tastes. Very good.
Shio, you also picked up one of the same.
This tastes good.
Umi. So you could probably tell what this one is. This is a gomadongo. It is, so there's two of them. You don't have to have both, but one of them is like, again, you have these white balls on a skewer stick, which seemed like drenched in this black liquid. It's
Yo, am I eating oil?
not quite oil. It has ground black sesame seeds. It's very sweet. Again, it has a very rich flavor to it as well. But you get that kind of blast of sesame taste in your mouth from doing it.
Simply delectable.
And Pyphoon, give me a Constitution check.
Honestly, when you said Constitution check, I swear to God, I thought the women were gonna take revenge on me and poison them all.
Oh, okay. As Pyphoon picks up a Kinko Dango. It has this a slightly roasted flavor to it. It's very starchy. It's not as sweet as the other ones. But yeah, it's kind of like donut dough, but without any of like the sugar on top or anything like that. It's just kind of a mild kind of taste, but it's enjoyable.
Well, are you happy with your unga bungas, unga boyos, whatever? Are you happy with them? He says to the entire group.
I am, but I'm still a bit concerned. But it was good, thank you.
Well, going a day without eating is like dying. You can't live a day without eating. That's like stabbing yourself in the stomach. You cannot do that. If I go 2 days without dying, that's death. I cannot live. Food is the circle of life, and I am simply just a part of it.
What are you doing?
Well, with our bellies full and our morale higher than ever, I think it's time to actually do the thing we came here to do.
Okay. As you head back to the police station and kind of give your report on what happened. As you kind of go in, it's busy. People are running around. They've got papers. They're frantic. A lot of people seem that like they've been up all night kind of doing paperwork, and there's a lot of stress in the air, a lot of tension. It's a busy day in the office, but you see the guy who you were talking to previously, like writing on some papers and stuff and kind of giving some orders to some other people as well.
I know the perfect way to get his suspicion or get his arousement. That sounded wrong. Do not think of it out of context. Hello, policeman! We have found cases of grave robbery, death, and even worse. We have found horrible things that may cause horrible death and tragedy to this town, he yells out.
Every eye turns and looks at you.
It is horrific, terrible, and downright disgusting.
Everyone in the building is now looking at you.
Oh,
We really need to talk about subtlety.
oh, I did not realize it would cause such a commotion.
What did you say?
I said we found dead people at the grave robbery site.
Right.
There was death, destruction, and decay.
Shh. We're trying not to start a mass panic. Come with me. And he'll kind of usher you to further within the building.
Oh, there was a lot of dead people there, and it was very disgusting. Does this help?
He's gonna usher you kind of down the flight of stairs where you had gone previously, and then into this larger room downstairs.
Here I am.
Right, so what did you see? Did you find who did this?
We have something very interesting to say. Unfortunately, very terrible news. Every single god there disappeared. All of them gone. I don't know if they were dead or stolen. Only thing I found was a severed arm. So I don't know where the gods went. All the lanterns shriveled up. But we also found something much more interesting. Dead demons, human beings, whatever.
Demons?
It looked like... You could say that, but... Our theory on necromancy, I think, is correct. We saw living skeletons fighting them, killing them again. They're dead and they're found in the graveyard if you wish to find them. My friend Shio over there knows much more information about this magical doohickey than I do, so please ask him if you wish. I only know how to summon
Well,
them.
they weren't exactly skeletons. They were more like corpses. But I am sure they were revived at some point. But I don't know if it was something like that. Because, well, one of the corpses that we attacked was crushed by the cannibal of my friend. But we found out that he had a big cut behind his back. So we suspect that he was already dead when he attacked us. And they were just like dead people. I am worried that the gods that came with us just disappeared. Umibosu just find an arm, and well, it seems like there's some necromancers in the zone.
So, I guess some foolish idiots wish to start another war for no reason.
Right. So you found the dug up bodies. That explains quite a bit. It explains why we haven't found any traces, how they could have moved such a large cargo of bodies in such a short amount of time. How seemingly there was no passage to get in by cart or anything like that. They could have just walked through. But necromancy is not... Reviving the dead is not something practiced around here. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that does magic like that.
Maybe it could be the smoker person. Who knows?
The what?
Hey, you, cone magician man. Do you know some way that we can find a necromancer or a sorcerer like you?
You can roll me a history and then roll me an arcana.
Okay. History is 19. Arcana is 4.
So while you haven't heard of any cases of undead being revived, you would know that in Nagayama, there are some tribes which do practice very dark magic. And while you can't say for sure that you don't know anybody that does practice like reviving the dead, you could be fairly confident that it's not beyond their reach to try. You know your clan specifically didn't, but some of the other clans might be more knowledgeable about that kind of stuff.
So, Helen is going to look over to them with a small sideways glance and say, I know a few people who I might be able to suspect, but I don't know anyone in particular. I know such magic is beyond me. I barely even dabble.
And, well, even if we know that there are not a lot of people who practice necromancy in the new zone, we are counting on the fact that the festival has just ended and a lot of people came from the festival. Is the guarantee that there was a necromancer between all the people that assist to the festival?
Many people do come in. Even if we went through the records of everyone who passed in and out, some of which are not open to everyone. A lot of the clans in Nagayama and some of the higher ups in Yukatari and Hayagata, they like to keep that kind of stuff fairly private. It's possible.
Of course, but, well, no. Yeah, you're right. We can't just find a way to search for that. But we also can send more people to protect the other graves. Because if we do, something like what happened today will happen again, probably.
The guards will take care of it. While Shu is not the most strongest nation, we have a lot of allies in other clans. We can temporarily call word from some samurai in Yukatari to come down and help out with the efforts, and yeah, we can take care of things. We'll station people at all the graveyards and make sure that this doesn't get out of hand and keeps fairly quiet.
Hope so, but okay, I would like just to make an inquisition. Why is there a problem in making this public? You know, the festival is just ending. There will be not a problem if we actually advised the people in here to be more careful or to watch.
Just ban graveyards. Do not let anyone except for the gods or something of the sorts to go in them.
We will likely do something
Okay, I
like
was just
that.
going to speak up and say,
Give them a
because
clock.
if you wind up
Down, down,
alerting
down.
people, then the person we're trying to catch will go into hiding, and the trail goes cold. You won't be able to find any more evidence if they don't do anything.
Partially, but that's
Ooh,
not
wow.
even the worry we're having. The war has just ended.
What?
Only human bodies have been taken. People are going to point fingers.
I can tell. Even by walking by, I can see the tension growing and growing every day. You can cut it with a sword.
That being said, this is the festival where we're honoring the dead. We don't want to make people uneasy that maybe the dead isn't here or something nefarious is going on under our noses. For the most part, we have this under control, and you've helped out a lot already.
As I do not wish to be so selfish, but ask for one prize, just for one little reward. Just a teeny little reward.
He had already previously said he was going to pay you 25. Hang on.
Yes, but do you know anyone who can give away free food that isn't that terrible? Do you know any way to get free food without doing some shady things? Because I am a hungry man. As you can see, it takes a lot more than a normal serving to satisfy. So I'm wondering if you anyone around the block, down the street, good old Kantaku, Mr. Deal tradesman or something, can give the best of food for free. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint.
Towards the end of the day, have a word with some of the owners of the stalls. They might be able to sort you out. Normally, a lot of the stuff gets prepared for the festival. When it can't be sold, they throw it out anyway. So if you catch them at the right time, maybe you can grab it. Aside from that, I already discussed with you, I'd pay you 10 gold pieces prior, which all of you add it. I've just checked. None of you have it on your character sheet, except for I think Pyphoon. So if everyone makes sure you add like another 10 gold pieces to your sheet, except for Pyphoon and Kyoshi for now.
I added mine. I have 19 now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
I
how much
added
can I
mine
get
the
Okay,
last session.
wait, how much Unga Bunga Boyo could I get for 20 gold pieces?
You mean Dungo?
Yes,
Okay.
Dungo Bungo, whatever.
It's 1 copper piece per 1, and there's 100. There is 100 copper pieces in a gold piece. And we'll pay you 25 gold pieces now you've helped us out. To everyone, including your friend here who's come with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is with us.
And then we'll go under the desk and pull out the gold pouches for each of you. And here, 25 gold pieces for your time. To Kyoshi. Quite a lot, but this was a fairly secretive matter, and you dealt with it quite respectfully. So I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for trusting us in such important business.
So altogether, that is 35 gold pieces this guy has given you. It was 10 beforehand, so make sure you had that added, and then another 25 now. Kyoshi, he's only given you the 25 because you weren't here at the beginning, and Pyphoon, you already had the 10 added, I think.
So I have 44 then.
Something like that, yeah. Okay.
The amount of dumplings I could get with this. Ooh.
Don't. You will die if you do that.
That's only if you think you will die. You see, if you think you will die, you will die.
Take 10d10 force damage as all the food erupts from your stomach.
Oh. I see.
You become a creature 1 size larger.
Now this is body horror.
Okay. Aside from this, that's all for the commission I gave you. You're free to go about with what you want to do from here on.
Are there any pretty ladies nearby?
Roll me persuasion.
God damn.
Hey, what is the book called I got from like the temple?
It was like, it was like in practice of, astral self or something like that.
The basics of the astral self. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to find a quiet place, and I'm gonna read this book.
Pretty ladies. This lady around here is my wife, and she's taken. Aside from that, you have to find them yourself.
Damn it. Well, I wish you luck with your wife. I shall be heading off now. Good day.
Wish me luck. You're gonna try to steal my wife?
Kyoshi's just going to give them a bit of a blank and then a shrug before saying, I wouldn't know.
That's our
man.
new quest. We
Barely
gotta
know
do
these
this man's
people, to
wife.
be quite honest.
Well, you've helped us
That's all.
nonetheless.
I'm grateful for your patronage.
So you're all heading out, right?
I
Yes,
believe.
it is.
Yes, but after I have to make sure because I have to make one more perception check. Just trust me on this. 10. That he's making sure that there's absolutely no pretty women nearby.
With a 10,
I'm sorry, by the way.
with a 10, a lot of people are like very fancifully dressed. There's oh boy, okay.
I am so sorry, man. If you don't want to do this, that's
It's fine. I've done worse in my Monday group. There's some like people hanging out. Obviously there's like a lot of people kind of going through the streets, and there's some like people off by the sides, kind of like beckoning some people in every now and again. Some less reputable sources, but there are some very pretty people with like kimonos on as well. Some wearing like similar dresses to we find her name, Asano Junzo, the daimyo's wife who you met before. Like a kind of Gucci kimono. Never thought I'd say that.
super.
With this kind of like golden kind of trim to it. Looks very fanciful. As well as like, yeah, there's a lot of beauty in the area.
I wonder how high of a roll I have to be to hit on the wife of the Dynamo or something.
Some things are just impossible.
God damn it.
There is enough dice in the world.
Well, I see nothing of too much interest so far, so off we go then. More adventures to do, more stories to write, and more plays to say. Yo! Yo!
Yeah. What do you want to do? Shio first.
We're just walking.
No. Yeah, I guess we're just walking, but I was just going to comment something. No. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Pythoon, is there anything you want to do? You want to read your book, right? Pythoon? Okay. We'll jump back to Pythoon in a bit. Kayoshi, is there anything you want to do?
I'd like to go shopping for a few items that I feel like I'm not only going to need, but would be a good idea to have nonetheless.
Okay. What do you want?
First up, can I find a two-person tent?
Very good item to have. You can, yeah. Kind of not. So there's some stalls kind of selling out some like common wear. You'd kind of have to go to some of the more established buildings and stuff where like the streets aren't kind of loitered with stalls, but you are able to find like some shops which do like kind of general good stuff. But yeah, they have like a number of different tents. Kind of, I have a feeling it.
Not a single pretty lady in sight. What a shame.
Okay. It kind of, so there's a number of these tents. However, they kind of, the way they're kind of put together, kind of looks similar to a yurt of some kind, but a tent with like a single pole kind of going up the middle, and then like a larger open area. But yeah, they are selling a number of these.
These are like large
number of what
yurt
again?
tents, not really feasibly something you'd carry yourself, right?
These are fit for like 2 people. It is a lot to carry. So you by yourself could probably only carry 1, which is a 2-person tent. They weigh 20 pounds. But yeah, they are kind of big. Not like a full-size yurt, but like a small one for 2 people to kind of go head to toe in.
Like, are we talking about normal height head to toe or any height head to toe?
You would probably take up an entire 2-person tent by yourself.
Oh, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
It's kind of this roundish tent. It functions the same as a 2-person tent. It's £20 and all that. It's 2 gold pieces, but it's this kind of roundish design with a single pole going through the middle.
I say this will be very useful for our case.
I would
And
like.
who knows? We may get
to-
more people to join. Maybe even a pretty lady or so.
Kayoshi is going to basically roll their eyes at such a comment, and then proceed to take one of the tents off the rack, and I want to see if I can find any oil.
Did you say lamp oil?
Yeah, I mean, you're in the common shop. They have oil.
Lamp oil? Ropes? Bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friends. As long as you have enough rubies.
There's like a flask of oil, if that's what you're looking for.
Is there just the one? Because I'm looking to get about 5 pints.
Pints. Yeah. So I mean, he has the guy at the front has a number of flasks of oil, but he has a few of them. Probably 7 all in all. They're 1 silver piece each if you'd like them.
I think I would take 2, please.
Okay.
Oh, Kiyoshi's a woman. I didn't notice that. I'm stupid.
Kind of takes out the flask and then puts them on the desk and then passes them over. So that's 2 gold pieces, 2 silver pieces so far. Anything else you're looking for?
Let's see. I'm trying to think about what I want. How much potatoes are there? Is there any potatoes?
Yeah, they have some well, probably not potatoes so much. There's bags of rice, there's stuff like that.
How much is there?
Of what? Potatoes?
Just, I guess, yes.
Potatoes, probably no potatoes.
Alright.
Probably daikons and other root vegetables like that, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, because alright. We have a pan, right? I feel like we should do.
The pan.
Oh no! Wait! No, I didn't mean to think about that. No. Oh. He kind of yells out.
You can
anyway.
get a sack of potatoes.
Okay, a sack of potatoes. Okay. Do we have a boiling pot then? Pot. Or something just boil water with?
I don't think you do, between all of you.
I have access to a
Do
mess
any of you
kit.
know any magical fire powers?
Oh, you have a mess kit? A mess kit is knives and forks, I think.
No, okay then. He will then.
It also has a cup.
Yeah.
It can be used. One side can be used as a cooking pan.
Oh, if it can be used as a cooking pan, then yeah.
Don't say that word.
You can have they're selling, as you kind of described this to the guy at the front, they have cooking supplies if that's what you're looking for.
I'm just wondering because he doesn't really have he only has 2 skills when it comes to traveling. He can carry a lot of things, and he can eat the things people made.
If you fancy yourself a chef, and you'll there's some cooking utensils. Yeah, you can create a meal, and do some cooking with them if that's what you want to do.
Because I want to be nice to my good old friends, he points with one of his big meaty thumbs to his friends. I would like to create some nice fine warmed up rice, if you will, because my mother, she made the best fried rice you could ever think. So I wish to help in that. I require your finest rice, basically.
Just the rice, not the cooking utensils.
We have utensils. Do not worry.
Okay. Um. Oh, you're really giving me that
Honestly.
crazy stuff to look up. Yeah, I mean they have.
Sorry
They
about
have. You can get like a bag of rice, no problem.
I'm sorry about this.
No, you're good. Uh. So for like a pound of rice, like a small bag of rice, that's like 2 copper pieces.
I'm gonna ask this again. How much rice is there? Like, just in general.
It's a pound of rice.
No, I mean all the rice they have.
Oh, They
Yeah,
have, like-
I'm going.
this is a general store. They have a good few bags kind of lined up, as well as some bigger bags as well. So that's like, okay. If you give me a gold piece, that's like a big, like, wholesale, like, trade. Like, that's a big bag. That's 20 pounds of rice. That'll feed you for a good while. Yeah?
Okay, so
You doing? Well, now he has a whole lot of rice and a whole lot of determination on his hands.
so
I'm
I'm gonna
very
buy
happy with my economical decisions.
I would like
Well,
to buy
then
the
use rice.
2 flasks of oil. And is there a length of broken
Are you gonna
chain
burn me
that you
alive?
might have that needs fixing?
Sorry, what was that? 2 flasks of oil and what?
A length of chain that might need fixing of some sort?
No, nothing like that. Why?
Alright, well, back you see Mubozu carrying a whole ton of rice and a whole lot of smiles and a whole lot of love.
Oh. Okay. So he passes you over the oil. Are you adding that to your sheet now, or do you want me to do it? I can do it. Oh, no, you got it? Yeah, you got it. Okay. I don't think you've added the 10. No, you have added the 10. Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Is there anything
He
else?
doesn't have a length of chain that's busted.
Not really, no.
I had an idea with that. But that's alright.
Anything else anyone would like to get?
I would
Yes.
like.
Well, the other one first.
I would like a hug.
Did he say a hug?
I am a yes.
No, I'm working right now, and you'd probably crush me. And as he's saying that, you feel a little bunny kind of hugging your leg.
Hmm?
Kibi is
I am-
like, hugs.
Oh, I forgot you were here. Come here, you.
So
Okay. I want to buy a heater's kit.
Ah, okay.
Friendship, everybody. I love it.
Healer's kit is 5 gold pieces, He'll kind of put one on the table. Like, it's in really good condition. Kind of like a field medic, kind of something like a field medic would kind of use. But real good condition. Yeah, so just the one?
Yes, one. Thank you a lot.
They have... Okay. You can expend one use of a healer's kit to do that. You know, I thought they had charges, but it doesn't actually say they do. I think that might be a variant rule. So, yeah. 5 gold pieces, and then you have a healer's kit.
Yes.
Right, anyone else?
I got rice and I got hug. I'm good to go. I
I'd like to
got
ask-
friendship and I got happiness inside of me. I'm good to go.
Where- You're heading to the temple, or
Kaiushi, what were you saying?
I'd like to ask one final thing, the shopkeep, and ask: are there any unusual items? I hear that there are some people who have dabbled in enchantment magic that can make things a little bit unusual and unique, wondrous, you might say. Know of anybody who sells those sort of items?
No, stuff like that's pretty rare to find around here. Roll me. Oh, actually, don't even roll me. No shop around here will be able to help you out, I'm afraid. There are many wondrous items which you can find, but a shop wouldn't sell them. Often relics of clans or families, but they're around. If you
I
go,
have a gun.
if you ever have, you have a what?
Nothing.
If you ever find yourself in Shu, it's called the Land of Legend. A lot of very legendary heroes would, or it said, they wouldn't be buried in Shu. They'd be buried in Ho, often alongside their legendary weapons, and the land itself protects them. So they're just left there waiting for new masters. I don't know if that helps.
I wish you would probably scratch at the hood of their head and say, I don't know if I could actually ever bring myself to defile a grave like that, though. The weapons are just sitting there waiting for anybody to take them.
But no
Well,
one
if you
does.
take
The
the-
land prevents us. The animals, everyone agrees. When the right person comes, then they'll be wielded again. But until then, they're more or less safe. Well, at least that's what some believe.
If you lie your way through saying that it was your great ancestors' sword of 1,000 demon souls, trust me, it'll work. You were the great grandfather of the guy who killed a lot of things. Everyone will believe you.
But as for little trinkets, wondrous items like that, I don't sell any here. A lot of these stores are just kind of up for the festivities and not really selling anything quite so grand.
One final question I may have.
Full of questions today, aren't you?
I'm coming from somewhere very far away. I'm still getting familiar with the area.
Mm-hmm.
There's tales of a stringed instrument from the north, specifically from Nagayama. I wonder, wouldn't happen to have something like guitar, steel guitar called a koto, would you?
Something as specific as that, probably not. We have some loot, some like shamosens, like some instruments for common use. More specific things like that, we probably wouldn't stock. If you got it from, if you're looking for repairs or something, then maybe go to the people who crafted it in the first place. But I don't know any information. Sorry.
Kashi gives a small pout before saying, "Oh, it seems like I have quite a journey ahead of me." But thank you for your time. Thank you for your patronage, and thank you for humbling me with your patience.
You too. Come again.
And
Best
that-
of luck in your shop. Your rice is already pretty good. Your rice is fantastic. You can yell out how he's literally grabbing out of the bag and just kind of eating the rice as is.
The guy's like raising an eyebrow because that's real weird. It's like eating dry pasta.
Well, it's food, isn't it?
It's dry food.
It works. If it's food, if it's edible, it's good enough.
Okay. Kind of take a handful and bite down into it, and it's like a crunch as you do. Very unbecoming of rice, but yeah.
Do not worry, I won't eat it all. I will save it for some of you later. I will cook it in a pot. In a pot, I said, yes. And make the best fried rice you ever have.
So, is anyone else doing anything?
I don't think so.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry, the audio just got crapped.
Is anyone doing anything? Are you just leaving the shop? Is anything else anyone wants to do?
I want to search in the shop for just like other books and things like that, and I also asked the shopper, the shop owner, hey, I know this looks like a random question, but have you seen in the zone theater troupe called Nobiagari?
Tits are huge.
Can't say I have. A lot of people have been traveling in and out during the festival. What do they look like?
Oh, they are a really big family, and they there is a woman that she's like the boss of the troupe, but also I think the most interesting characteristic is that there's a little kid that looks like me, and he Shio just takes off his hat a little bit, and he shows the horns, and he takes off the mask and the fangs. They just carry like someone like me, but little. He's my brother.
Right, okay. If I see anyone like that, I can let them know you're looking. Where would you be, or where are you staying right now? Or if I see them, where should I send them to where you are?
Oh,
From out of
let me
town, or?
think. Well, I don't know if they're here, but if you see them, I will give you this. And she'll just hands off like a card with lines. You just fold the lines in here and here and here. You will, you can write a little message in here, and when you fold this paper, you will eventually send that message through the paper. And she folds the paper, and it makes like a little bird. So if you see them, please just send me one of these. And he picks 2 of these cards.
Okay, we'll do if I see anyone like that.
Thanks a lot. And, well, goodbye. And he just goes out the shop.
Right, have a good day.
You see. I would tell to my friends that your rice is the greatest upon all these lands.
That's nice, but it's just rice.
Good rice.
Okay.
Now we. Yes. Now we must be
Any
off.
shopping or food or sights anyone wants to do? You're in Shu. Festival's just kind of wrapping up.
Oh,
Any last minutes anyone wants to do? Or Python, was
Okay,
anything you
I'm
wanted
good.
about?
I was gonna go to a quiet place and read the book and probably practice a little bit.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom check then.
See how good you can read.
Hold on.
Bruh.
Slowly in. Hold on.
Okay. As you kind of skim through this book, it's a lot of the basics of. So you're seeing a lot of formations. It seems you have like the astral self, but there seems to be a number of different styles with this. Like the crescent moon style and like the water style, and kind of depicting on different themes, and different styles altogether, where like a fiery style would be more of an aggressive kind of stance, and water just looks a bit more defensive. If you roll me a general wisdom check, I can tell you what else you can kind of decipher.
Okay.
Let me just check what languages
Alright.
you know. Okay. Okay. So a lot of the practices, as you kind of go further within, it's about externally harnessing your ki. The stages to this being like, first you have to manifest a ki, and then you have to so you can manifest it within yourself, like just like a burst kind of thing, just kind of get the spark going, and then just maintain it, and then keep a constant flow throughout your body. And when this happens, this is when you gain a lot of the abilities that a monk would normally have. And then when you get the when you can project outwards into like an astral monk, that is when you become more proficient in that as a almost subclass of it. It does go into detail about some of the other classes of like different types of monks. It talks a little bit about the temple and kind of like when it was founded and stuff like that as well. So there's a bit of history there, as well as roll me a history as well. There's a bit of information on some of the first practitioners of Hyoji and how they projected their ki outwards. How seemingly they are people that, as far as Shu is aware of, still are alive. Their body kind of put in a permanent state of rest, as their soul is permanently projected outwards and they just don't age anymore. But they still seem to be alive, and when the world needs them, they will be summoned, and they are some of the most powerful monks ever, really.
That's kind of interesting.
I could arm wrestle them, no problemo.
Is okay. So, can I try to practice one of these stunts or something like that?
You can. So as you kind of flip through the book, you kind of take up one of the stances. Are you doing this as Are you doing it as the book is showing, or are you trying to... We'll just say yeah. As you kind of take up the stance as shown in the book, to try and harness your ki and just try and light that spark, roll me a Constitution check, please. As you are almost tensing up all of your muscles, focusing your energy into a single point. And you can't quite muster anything from that.
Ah. Mm.
Ha!
Oh, shut up. Is there a different way I can try or no?
What do you want to do? You tell me. Reverse Uno card. What do you want to do?
Okay. Could I try a different stance than the one I'm doing right now?
Yeah, you are doing a stance right now. There's a few different listed, all of which are martial stances, if you get what I mean. You can try a different
Oh, okay.
stance.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do one of the martial stances.
Okay.
Which ones are there?
There's the crescent moon, there's one of water, and there's one of wind. Wind seems like more of the speedy approach, like step of the wind kind of stuff. The water one is like flowing punches, like flurry of blows. And crescent moon is like ki and powered fists, to give it a name to each of them. But each of them kind of like, one is offense, one is like speed attacks, and one is like fast movement kind of things. Each kind of giving a different form to it.
I'm gonna try the wind one.
Okay. So as you kind of bounce up onto the very tips of your toes and just kind of give yourself a burst of speed, do me another Constitution check.
Ha!
Again,
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
it doesn't quite work, but it's almost like you're doing the stance right. You can't quite work out, like, why is it not working for me? Like, I've done it, you've done it exactly as the book has told you. Other people are doing it the same way, and it's not working, and it is working for them. Something might be missing.
Could I think on that, what it is, or something like that?
Yeah, you are allowed to think.
Okay, I should probably roll an intelligence check for that, don't I?
No. You tell me what to do. Tell me what you want to do. It feels like something, or you may have a different way of harnessing your ki, basically.
You mean like in my own way of how I'm doing? Okay, now I get it. Okay, hold on, let me think. You can move on to the others. Let me think for a moment.
Okay. Actually, to drive this all home, in case anyone wants to like brainstorm ideas, we'll say that you all kind of meet up. After you would have all done your shopping and done your food hunt and stuff, you would have linked back up with Pyphoon at where he said he was going. As from far off, you would have seen him take a few stances and then kind of look at the book like, damn it, why is it not working? And then you just see him kind of go in a meditative stance. and just kind of think very hard on something.
Okay, so he's doing that. Are we going to wait for him?
It's up to you. You can go and ask him.
She is going to sit as well and just start meditating, just to spend time.
Okay. Shio kind of sits nearby and just kind of meditates around you as well. Kibi will then also kind of follow up as well. And actually we'll put the picture Shio done of Kaguya in front of him, and then he'll start to meditate as well, using the picture almost as a focus. Umi and Kayoshi, what do you two want to do?
I'm gonna wait for Kiyoshi. I was gonna ask what she was doing so I can do something about it.
Kayoshi, what do you want to do? As you're seeing Typhoon kind of struggling to work on like how to manifest ki in some way. Or you don't know that, just they're struggling at something, looking at the book, kind of flicking back, like they're going back and forth and just in a rut kind of thing. And you see as well Shio and Kibi would have broke off from all of you as well and just kind of gone up a little bit, like a few feet in front, and just kind of sat down on the green and are now just meditating with I don't know if Shio's doing anything, but Kibi has this picture in front of him of Kaguya as he kind of sits down and just kind of smiles, thinking of like the good memories.
So Kyoshi is going to go over to Python and inquires to, what are you struggling with?
Typhoon?
Yo, he did. While waiting for Senior Python to wait for his response, Uebozu starts walking behind Kiyoshi. It's obvious to tell because you can hear the intense munching of him biting on rice, just pure hard rice. When he finally walks up, he stops and taps Kiyoshi on the shoulder with one of his big, meaty fingers.
So Kaihoshi is going to lightly turn around and look up at them. Just not fully facing them, but just over the shoulder glance.
Yes. So, Kiyo, let me ask this: what is your big story that made you wander around the island? We all have one, so we might as well share it.
Kaihoshi just looks back forward and gives a small shrug before saying, I wanted to go out and see the world. And I also made a promise to a friend, and so there you found me. I just wanted to discover a little bit underneath the cover of darkness, and considering I can take care of myself, it seemed like it was relatively safe.
Suppose you want to tell us about your friend or this promise. It makes sense. Jesus.
Help where you can, as if they were...
Yeah, hold on. I'm so sorry. My dad just pulled me out.
Right.
You're good.
You're good.
Okay, so just give me a moment. 1 sec.
You're good.
Sorry, Kai, what you said?
So Keihoshi was continuing on in response to Umibozu and saying, help who you can, where you can, as if they were one of your own. And that was the promise that I made to them. It's a bit of an open-ended one.
Fair enough. All of us have our own reasons to be together in this merry little band that I also enjoy. You know about Shuboju Peaks, correct?
Roll me a history. Kayushi. You don't. Well,
What?
actually,
God damn it.
you've probably heard of the mountain. You know it's a mountain in Hayagata, I believe, if I've got that right. But you don't know what specific story he's talking of.
And you're referring to the mountain peak?
So you do know just a bit. Well, I won't drown you in details, but all you need to know is, up upon the peaks there was a battle that somewhat destroyed where I lived. Now, due to personal reasons, which you and I both know, we don't need to hear, I've come down to travel, to learn, to have adventures like you, but not for a speaker, for a friend. A story. If you couldn't tell from my, as my certain rabbit friend says, egotistical and big mouth ways, I am an actor of sorts. Kabuki, if you know about it. I play in many stories, play in many plays. I don't do it for fame, I do it for fun. I do it to help the common folk with their lives. If I can make their lives better, if I can make the in general lives just a little bit better, then my job has been done. I wish to protect the common folk and hopefully become a hero of it.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry about that again.
That's fine. So Umibozu and Kyoshi had come up to you. You would see Shio taking a meditative stance kind of a bit further off, and Kibi doing the same with the picture Shio had drawn Kibi. He kind of rolled it out in front of him and uses that almost like a focus, and it's just kind of meditating, sitting with that.
Okay.
So, sorry, Kyoshi and Umi had gone up to you.
Right. So Kaihoshi had asked you, what is it you seem to be struggling with?
Out of character, I'm trying to come forward my chi or something, correct? Or
You're trying to almost
to
start the spark in your key. This is like one of the first steps of like if you're trying to subclass into more multi-class into monk, or if you're trying to project your astral key or something, you got to get the spark, then maintain it throughout your entire body and keep that a constant. That's when you get a lot of the perks of being a monk, and then you can start to then manifest it in different ways, which is how you get all the subclasses.
okay.
So you're just trying to get that spark of key going.
And if I do succeed on some point of time or now, what happens?
Well, you have to find out.
Okay.
So you're
so
struggling on it right now.
all right. So who was talking to me? Who was talking to Python?
Kyoshi.
Who?
Kyoshi, the new one.
Python is gonna look at how you pronounce your name?
You can just say Kai.
Kai. Okay. Python's gonna look directly at Kai and does a slow sigh and say, "I'm trying to get a spark or something." I hand him the book that I was reading, so he can look through it and see it. What I was trying to do.
Yeah. So you can see the book. Shows a bunch of different stances and different positions, giving each of them like an elemental kind of theme to the name. Yeah. As I described earlier, yeah.
I want to roll a general insight check on Python and see if anything might be troubling them. If there's anything hidden in their body language, anything about their physique that suggests distress, so on.
Okay.
Oh wait, Kai, do you want some rice? He passes the bag to him.
It is dry rice.
But it is good rice.
Kai, you can do me insight.
Sorry about that.
8.
They look tense, but you can't quite work out why.
Okay, that's all. Out of character, that's all I need to know. So, based on what I read from the book, would I have a rough idea of what they're trying to do?
They're just doing the motions as described in the book. If that helps.
I mean, you could ask him.
So, Kaihoshi is going to scratch at the bottom of their chin for a moment, and then look at the book, then to Python once more, and ask, where do you think you're going wrong?
I did the stance right. I did what the book followed, but I'm not getting the spark or anything like that, and I don't know why.
Maybe, as one of the monks said, you aren't quote-unquote enlightened by the holy ones. I don't know. I don't know how spirit actually works. I just kind of guess.
Kaihoshi would wind up shaking their head and stating, "It's not
Oh wait,
about,
I know.
It's not about enlightenment. It's about detachment."
No, wait then. If I'm correct, monks cut off their private parts. Do we have a knife? I can help with this.
Kaioshi's going to raise a hand and shake it at Umi and say, "No, you're getting ahead of yourself." And I then turn back to Python and say,
Fair enough.
The stance is important, much like anything, but the problem is that you're too conflicted. The reason that you're not able to do it is because you're trying too hard to do it. You're focusing too much on doing it, that you're worried that you're going to overcompensate. And by doing so, you do overcompensate. You need to let go of the fear of failure, and you need to focus on what actually matters, the goal, rather than the path.
Python's gonna think about that and repeat those words, and then just go back into a meditating state.
Oh wait, I know why. Are you bald? I don't know how hair works on your kind. Are you bald?
Technically, yes.
Well, if you are bald, then you should have it, because we saw the monks. They were all bald. I don't know.
Python, so what are you doing now?
Okay, so I'm gonna follow what Kai said. I'm gonna try to relax my mind and let go of make my mind clear is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. As you look in the book, you're seeing the stances, but instead of opting to actually do the stances, you're focusing on clearing your mind and getting that kind of detachment. So you can channel that kind of inner essence. Do me a Constitution check one more time. Hey, Mimi. Okay.
12.
As you kind of sit there, you don't feel anything. Once again, you're detaching yourself. You're trying to overcome this kind of, or as you kind of channel inside of yourself, you're seeing almost your key as this kind of lightish blue kind of spirit, but there's almost like a gradient as it fades into this kind of blackish red at the very core of it. And as you kind of think on this more and more, there's this very deep-seated anger and rage within you somewhere. And you probably wouldn't realize this as you're in your trance, but almost instinctually, everyone else would see this. You're reaching out to your sword, the sword of your father.
Yo?
And as you kind of grab onto the handle, suddenly you're washed with this determination. This wave of energy kind of passes through you, and that deep red and black turns into like a royal bluish color. It makes you feel hopeful, determined, like you can do it, like you can avenge finally whoever had done this. And while you may not realize it initially in the moment, as you kind of wake back up, you feel a little bit different, as maybe that was the spark of your key.
Typhoon's gonna have a moment, and then he realizes what it is now. He's just gonna stand up and close his book and say, "Okay, are we ready to go then?"
Yes, we are, I think.
Maybe she's giving a tilt to the head and saying, "Go."
Yo!
Where are you going?
He's very impressed. Home. I'm going home.
So, we're in Nonsu, right?
Right now you're still in Shu. You're in Zushu specifically.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to begin the trek back to Nonsu?
Well,
Wait,
I guess we could go
tell me
back
there's
to
a place.
Nonsu.
Please tell me there's a place in this place called Wushu.
I don't know off the top of my head. The capital is called Zushu. You haven't explored the other towns and cities yet.
Let's go.
Oh. I gotta fix Streamlabs. Sorry about that, Mimi. So you're heading back to Nonsu.
I think that is what we're doing. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Ideally. Kai, what about you? Are you going back with them as well?
Of
Yeah.
course I am, because unbeknownst to them, there's a good reason for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unbeknownst to them, I have a gun.
So you, if it's okay, you'd spend the night again in the temple before you head off. Which would work as a long rest, so you can get your hit points if you need hit points back, and you get all your spell slots. It's basically get the effects of a long rest, okay?
Yay!
So everyone gets the effects of a long rest, all your spell slots back, health, you can roll your hit points, so your hit die to get your health back. You can't just, you're not back on full hit points automatically. I think everyone is pretty good on that already though, because I think the only one who was hit was probably Shiu. Yeah, Kibi looks fine. Okay. And they have all their spell slots back, so I think everything's good with Kibi.
Good.
Okay. In the morning, you then decide to make the trek back to Nonsu. It takes a bit of time. The road has been lit with these torches, which have just kind of come up. There's like a good 100,000 these torches kind of going down the road, lining its way all the way back to Nonsu, the capital of Yugatari, as well as continuing on to Zhaoshen and Yangshou and Hayagata, and just all round. As you are walking though, you kind of realize you're going at kind of a fast pace. You're about an hour into the journey at this point, as up ahead you're seeing this group of Oni following the same road, heading to what you assume to be Nonsu. But there's this big group of Oni there. They're fairly strong, like looking like proper like orcs. Like they're really beefy. Some of them matching like Umibozu in height. Oops, sorry about that. But there's a good bunch of them as they're following the same road back, but they are further on ahead than you.
Seeing these demons, he's not going to walk to them. He is going to walk in front of everybody else, though, in the party, just in case. He's not walking to me, he's just walking in front, because, you know, since he is the big man of the group, he has to be the bodyguard, and he's very happy of that. He then looks behind the group and just whispers, so he kind of like mumbles to them, so he doesn't want the demons to hear. Do not do anything quite yet. We don't know if they want to string our necks around our body, but just be wary. And he continues walking forward.
All right. Kayoshi is going to casually take out their pipe and ignite it and lightly smoke a little bit.
So, to be clear on this, when you're saying demons, what he's referring to are the Oni up ahead. Basically, it being almost a slang or kind of derogatory in a way. Not that you're meaning harm or anything like that, but like they are natives of Nagayama, of which you know, Shu opened up its borders for all people from Nagayama, Yugatari, Hayagata. Everyone was welcome during the festival, and now it's kind of ended. They seem almost a bit sketchy as the time has passed when you are like, you're past the borders. It's no longer required that you be on good terms, basically. And there's this kind of tension in the air as every now and again they'd kind of look back at you and then look forward, and they're shuffling, they're being kind of slow.
Yeah. He's every time the Oni look back at them, Umibozu just gives him a slight nod as he continues just walking forward in front of them.
Shio, as well, he grabs some part of the cloth of Umibozu, and he whispers, "Let me just handle this, please." And he walks to his side, and he takes off the mask and the hat just to stay there with his Oni appearance, just to like make the things a little better.
A bunch of these guys are gonna kind of like raise up their heads and puff out their chests a little bit and kind of like look down on you. not saying anything, but just kind of like, you kind of get that little impression in their eye, like, it's kind of like a cat raised on the street, kind of like looking down on like a house cat, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
you're one of us, but
Look
you're
at
not
that.
one of us.
Look at small man.
Yes, I am an Oni from a curse. They are Onis from birth. Of course, they are looking at me like I'm a little weirdo. And also, I am very small in comparison to them. But I just look at them in the eyes without doubting or something.
Well, if you think you have this under control, I will let you be. I will let you do it at your own pace. But if you do need me or your group, just yell out, raspberry chicken.
There's a gang of like 8 of them. As the biggest one will kind of come out from the almost like the smaller ones are kind of around in the middle, like towards the front was the bigger one. As they kind of come through, and the crowd kind of breaks apart as they come through. They are rotund, bigger than Umibozu. Like red skin with like tusks coming up, with this kind of sash, like a sumo sash, like kind of wrapped around them, wrapped around their waist, wearing very little clothing. They just kind of like raise up their chin, look down at you, and then they're spitting at your face.
Well, I guess that wasn't very educated. So, what is your name?
It doesn't hit you in the face, but it like hits you on the chest.
Oh, you messed
Okay,
up
that
now,
wasn't very nice. He just like grabs a little. Well, he just pops out the spit and he looks at him. So, what is your name?
My name is Valgok.
Balrog, I see. My name is Shio. Are you watching for the street with your partners and your companions?
Is he what?
Are you watching? Are you guarding this path with your companions?
Just passing by.
If
As
you
well
were passing
as
by,
I
you
and
would
my
have spit
friends.
on my face. You would spit on my good friend's face and punch him like he's a little insignificant rock. You red-scaled bastard. He's
Umi,
very angry. now.
silence.
He's gonna into Umibozu.
Oh, you think you're a big, tough, strong demon, aren't you? Burn in hell you belong.
Balgok, we are not looking for trouble. Umi, please calm down.
Then tell your good friends over there to stop acting like wild punks in the street.
Well, this is a rude word, and we're just passing by as you, Balgok.
Do I, having hailed from Nagayama, know Valgok in any way?
Probably not. Nagayama's a big, big place.
Fair enough.
Balgok, what were you doing here? Did you assist to a festival?
What's it to you?
Wait, what did he say?
What's it to you?
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
What is
Yes,
it to you? Why do you ask?
I am just curious as I came here. Well, just searching for someone like us. At least on the skin part, if you know what I mean. I know that we are not the same, and I have respect for you. At least you're kind.
Well then, little house cat. It's good that you have respect for us. You should. But we
We
don't
are
have
just
respect
looking
for
for
those
possible.
weaker. Hugely.
Oh, but there's strength in the weakness, and there's weakness in the strength, and you should know that. I will not try to wrestle with you. I'm sure I will end up bad, but I think that at some degree we are some sort of family, and well, we are a bit of composed beings, so I was wondering if you could let us pass.
He kind of gestures. The crowd kind of breaks around him, like, so partially on the left, partially on the right. So if you want to get past them, you have to go right through the middle.
Face it, my good
Okay.
friend. These red-scaled, dumb idiots aren't gonna let you go without some sort of fight.
Uh, Typhoon, Typhoon's gonna tap Umibo's shoulder and just down
You're going a bit roboto.
quiet so we don't cause problems.
Stay quiet so we
Oh,
don't
God,
cause
okay,
any
hold on.
problems. Okay.
Oh, you don't want me to cause problems, yet these people right here, they're the one who spit on our face and called us little and weak, because apparently insulting people is the fine way to show your strength, instead of showing it like real pig men.
Okay,
Did you
she's going to
take-
hold up the.
Typhoon's
ahead.
just gonna Typhoon's gonna shake his head and say, if you take in the insults and get in anger, you're gonna cause way more problems than you think. So I would recommend you just to let it go and let's just go. Okay? They're letting us pass.
Okay, Shio starts passing through like the center of the people, and as he does, he looks a last time to Balgog, and he says, "We both have respect for the dead, so I suggest that we don't cause them any trouble, at least in their resting bed. I will remember you, and I hope you remember me. I doubt it, being one of you, but it was nice seeing you, Balgok. I will paint you sometimes." And he smiles as he shows his fangs, and for a second, his eyes looks just full of madness, the classic madness that some of the Onis had. Just because of this, Shio is damned and he has a control cause, but when he smiles, you can see all the violence and madness and anger in his eyes and in his teeth. But he just walks by.
Okay. Real quick, Kayoshi, were you trying to do anything?
Out of character, no. I was going to say something to de-escalate things.
Okay. Yeah.
Although I will say I have a readied action.
Okay. For what and when?
Initiative is rolled.
Okay.
Well, since they made such a nice path for us, then Umibozu then is going to just not look at any of the demons, any of the Oni, I mean, and he's not going to look at any of them. He's not going to try to touch them as much as he can yet. He's a big man, so it's kind of hard. He was this close to just punching at least one of them, but due to Shio's somehow being able to be calm even after them spitting on them, he kind of just took it after them and followed right after.
Okay.
But you could still tell he was quite pissed.
Kayoshi, to be clear, you readying an action, what are you doing? Because you have a bow. Are you getting your bow out? Is that what you're doing?
No, I have my pipe in hand, currently smoking it.
Okay. So if you're gonna if you're readying an attack like a bow, you need to have the bow out. You're readying it.
It's not an attack.
Okay, you're readying a spell.
There you go.
Ah, okay. Which spell?
Fog cloud.
Okay. Umi, roll me a dex save. Ooh.
What's going on?
You have to make the guy with a -3 in dex do a dex save.
DC 12.
Goddamn.
You feel as you're kind of walking by these Oni kind of kicking at your feet, trying to trip you up. A few of them, like, you're quite big, so as they kind of pass, they're not giving you much space. They're kind of pushing you a little bit left and right, but you're just not budging.
Ooh, doing little child's pranks, we see. Big and strong, you definitely are. Ugh.
Right. I guess Kyoshi is going to follow suit.
Did
And,
you wait? Did you guys even hear what I said? Or?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry because I thought I muted myself for a second.
They let Pyphoon and Kai and Kibi, they let all of you pass without trying to trip you or anything. It seems they were just trying to antagonize Umi, who seemed a bit rolled up.
all right.
But as you go past, they're giving you like glares at each of you. Ow.
Ha!
So as you just kind of pass on by, you continue to walk. If any of you happen to glance back, the group
I do.
take a minute as they don't seem to walk on for a bit, as they're just kind of like laughing amongst themselves. And you go on a bit further and further until they're like little specks. And then what's weird is that, so you're on a single path. They seem to go off the road into like the grasslands, and it's just a field basically. And they seem to just walk on through the field. Like a good few 100 feet away is like a forest, but that's like way far away. There's no cover for them or anything. They're just walking through a field.
With Mumi Bozu and whatever. He's the second he sees that, I'm ready in an action just in case. He is absolutely angry at them, and he wouldn't be surprised, being the cowards they are, trying to ambush them or something. So he's getting ready just in case.
So you're pulling out your Konobo?
By flicking both of his hands, instead of it just being on shoulder, it's full on, he's ready in position just in case.
There are specks on the horizon right now. They are far away. They don't seem to be trying to like circle back. They seem to be just going in like a completely different angle to where you are and just walking straight forward. It's really weird. Like, you just they're walking on the road the entire time, like a good few feet just in front of you, just kind of at a casual pace, waiting for people to kind of, catch up with them. But then as soon as you went past, they just stopped and are now just going on their own road. It's really weird.
So they're also stupid as well. Who would have guessed? Can't even figure out a road.
I don't think they're stupid. I think they're dangerous. Is that the direction of Nagayama, or which direction are they heading?
Well, I mean, technically in the direction of Nagayama, yeah, like towards the north, but Nagayama is like miles away, like a good few days of walk. And there was a path further back, which would have been a more direct route back to Nagayama.
Yes, This is weird. Mm, I will use one of my eyes. I will invoke it at I will get a little closer at least to the field, and I will invoke one of the eyes at least just to see them from the heights.
Okay. Roll me a perception with that as your eyes go kind of fogged over and you just kind of zone in on looking through the eye.
Okay.
Hmm.
They are. So you set it up as high as you can and just kind of get a general area view. They're little dots on the horizon, crossing through the field. You're seeing almost like they're marching through the field and then a forest up ahead. And then what's really weird is that like on the other end of that forest, very faint like smokestack. Very faint. But you can just pick it out. It seems to be heading in that direction, but best you can tell, there isn't like a village or town there. It might just be a small settlement.
Village, you say? Is there a castle?
There's not a castle here. There is a castle in
Damn
Nonsu,
it.
but you're not quite there yet.
Alright, I gotta ask.
There is no real settlement in the. They're just walking through the forest. This is not that normal. Do you want to investigate, or should we head back to Nonsu?
What's safer?
What's better for the zone?
Hayoshi would probably know that a bunch of people from Nagayama have formed small settlements. Not exactly, in some cases, not exactly legal, but in some other cases, they have permission from like where they kind of settle down. They're basically travelers at this point. Like they set up like little small communities, just seeking home or refuge from like the more vicious and violent tribes of Nagayama. This has only been happening in the last few months, or close to a year at this point. Not so regular, but not uncommon.
Proceed along the road.
Oh, I just saw your message. No, you didn't fog cloud them when you went.
Partially joking about that, but yeah.
Ah, okay.
So, shall we continue on, or do we want to investigate why they wound up going off the path?
This will be dangerous, but I
No,
think
that's-
that we should investigate it.
Why would we want to risk dealing with idiotic Oni? It'll be a waste of our time and their time. Why give them the day of light?
You can definitely go and check it out if you want to. You don't have to attack. You could just it seems. Oh no, I mean you could just see a little smokestack, but in theory, if you got a bit closer, you could do some recon. You don't have to go in and. It's not a like go and kill this entire like small village kind of situation. You could just check it out if you want to, or you could head to Nonsu. It's up to you.
I think I want to recon at least, just a little bit.
Well, I do not want my friend Shio to die an inconquisitive, a very fancy word death. So, I'm will join you then.
Who is the stealthiest here? Is Kiwi Kiwi? Or
Kibi shakes his head. Not me, no.
I
Yeah, sorry for asking that.
Um, can I make a roll?
I mean,
Sure. What kind of roll?
all right. You know what?
Go
Let's
up,
let's
yes.
get the 7'5" guy that has 5 and dexterity do a stealth roll. Let's do it. Come on. Let's see. Let's see how good this goes.
So if you roll a stealth,
Roll this stealth.
Am I sneaky?
wait,
Oh no.
Umi, are you going in as well?
I mean,
As I'll say this then,
Please no.
as you kind of get to like the edge of the forest, you see this kind of settlement up ahead. It seems to be some like tarps and stuff put up, some like larger tents, kind of again like in that kind of yurt design, with like almost
Mongolian time. Let's go.
with like almost like a wooden fence kind of stacked around it as well, obscuring the vision if you're just kind of at eye level. As you go to like go and actually, as Kyoshi goes to actually sneak in and have a look inside, Umibozu takes one step and just a twig.
Oh no.
Kayoshi's eyes close,
Oh.
and he tries to suppress a sigh before looking back, and in a very forced but very hushed whisper, says, "Will you get back? You cannot do this. They will kill us."
Oh, okay.
But he's
right. I'm trying my best, okay? It is very hard to do.
Do I know if anybody's coming near us or not?
You can't see anyone. It doesn't look like anyone's noticed you at this point.
What do you need me to do then?
Okay, so Tayoshi gets a little bit closer to Umi, like very close to their face, and with a deadly serious tone, not one that's speaking of like detachment or ambivalence, which is all they've shown at this point, but in a deadly serious tone says, "Stay back, or we all die."
Okay, very serious person. I will stay back. Thanks for your serious tone.
Okay. So, out of character, at this point, I know this is probably one of the settlements from a tribe.
Hold on a minute. Can I dig under the ground?
No.
Damn it.
I already knew what you were going to do, and that is a terrible idea.
I have hands of steel. I can do it.
This would take maybe years? I mean...
Alright, it was worth a try, okay?
Okay. Oh, hey, Vortexus. So after you kind of sneak up to this small fort, do me a perception check real quick.
12.
So you're only having a little look around. As you kind of peek over the fence, you're seeing these kind of yurts kind of popping up all over the place. So this larger kind of yurt, kind of maybe being like whoever's in charge, like the big boss kind of tent. You're seeing a bunch of them, a bunch of other Oni people, big muscular Onis, with like farming equipment, some of them wearing like rags and stuff on, moving like some heavy crates around, some food, some supplies here and there, but it seems just to be a normal little settlement. Could you roll me again an insight?
Kai or who?
Kai. As seemingly these Oni are like carrying like the boxes full of like what you expect to be like farming, like resources, stock, something like that. One of them actually drops it, and it falls on the floor. And you see inside for the briefest instances First off, there's loads of these boxes. Second, they're filled with weapons. Weapons, armor, stuff, but with like tarps and stuff.
bioweapon.
Tarps and stuff on top, so it looks like innocent stuff unless you was to actually look inside. It's weird that they would go through such effort to do this.
I'm so sorry. What were we talking about for the last couple of minutes? My headset cut out.
That's fine. The Onis are lugging big crates around, and one of them drops it. Inside, so there's tarps and stuff on top, kind of making it look like it's farming gear or whatever, like food or produce. But as he drops it, you see inside, for the brief of instance, you see a ton of weapons and armor. There are loads and loads of these boxes around.
Okay.
How much of them have chemical bioweapons? That's important.
You're only seeing one of these boxes kind of fall down. There are many other boxes, but you can only see inside of this one right now. But all the other, the Oni themselves, they don't look like they're dressed for combat. They have a lot of gear on them, a lot of weapons, you know, stuff like that from these crates. They don't look like they're armed for any kind of combat. It's weird.
Can I roll an investigation check to make a determination as to what they would be doing with this amount of weapons?
Investigation is if you're actually there touching the things and able to like properly investigate them. I'll use it with your insight. What are you asking exactly then?
What is the purpose of a bunch of unarmed common folk doing with a lot of martial weapons?
It's hard to say. These only don't. They're muscular. If they're anything like the ones you met on the road, they're probably not the friendliest bunch. You know personally, the war just ended. Not everyone's happy with that. But this doesn't seem like enough armor to like suit an entire army either. So they can't be planning a mass attack or anything like that. And why would they? Why would they do like smaller attacks if they're being so close to the city either? It's odd placement. If this is like a outpost to launch a larger attack, it's an odd placement being this close. It's not that hidden, it's right off the path. There's a lot of... It's very weird. Like, as soon as it's like... You're like, oh, this must be what it's for, a bunch more questions seem to open up.
Alright. So with that knowledge, I'm going to slink away from there and get back to safety.
When you get back, you see Umibozu on the ground using his hands to claw out the dirt.
You see Umibozu trying to dig a hole.
So far, it's not too bad.
So now that I've just basically almost materialized out of a bush, it seems, I just walk up to them and say, "So I don't think that's an ordinary settlement that they went to."
Oh, you scared me.
What are they doing then?
It's odd. A lot of common folk, but there's crates there. They're disguised to look like they're farming implements, but there's martial weapons there. Broadswords, axes, maces, flails. You know, everything that you would use if you were training an army, but there isn't enough weapons there for an army.
This is scary indeed. Then I'm guessing this is just a theory. Call me crazy. You see, a lot of them are big dumb oafs. There's no way that they could think of this on themselves. Maybe, just maybe, stay with me here, they have to do something with the recent grave robberies. They steal the bodies, they give it to their boss or whatever, and then they get weapons for something, maybe to steal or whatever. Because
I
there's no
don't
way.
think it's a good idea to underestimate their brains, but I actually agree with you. Did you see some kind of sign of necromancy? Bodies, I don't know, corpses?
You did not, however, aside from this one person dropping a box and you seeing inside, it all just looked fairly normal. Like, if there were bodies, if they were doing necromancy or something, they hit it real fucking well.
To the point that a 24 on insight didn't see anything.
Yeah.
So it's okay. She's going to shake their head and say, I honestly don't think so. They seem like they... If I had to take a guess, they fled here to escape some of the war from Nagayama. There's a lot that's been going on there for the last several months. A lot has changed very quickly in that area. Some tribes are out for blood due to some of the things that have gone on there, political upheaval. It's a long story, but to say the least, people are unhappy there, and other people are unhappy because other people want bloodshed. It could be that they're just trying to arm themselves so that then they can defend against potential raiders, or they themselves could be the raiding party, but they just look like commoners, average people. But what would
I
they be doing
understand.
with the weapons?
Well, I know something that will help in this unique investigation. If all of you could please just help me with this hole, trust me, we'll get it done in like an hour or two. We're able to climb under, we're able to sneak in and go back in, and they would never know a thing.
Okay, she's just going to shake their head and state, we can't just make that assumption. We probably need to ask and see if there are any local constabularies. See if they know anything about any raids that have gone on in the area. That should be able to tell us as to whether or not those people are behind it. It would probably be best if we get to the nearest town. Perhaps we have to wait until we get to Nansu before we can explain what we found. But either way, we keep moving. If those people wind up seeing us lingering here, they're going to know something's up.
Fair enough. Then... Well then, do not worry, my little hole. You will grow big and strong once I come back. But until then, I guess we shall head to Nasu. Yes.
Nonsu.
Yes. Nosu. Yes.
Okay. So you head back on the road towards Nonsu, and that is where we'll pick it up next time. As you reach Nonsu, and yeah, the capital of Yukatari, place where many of you, actually all of you at this point, would call home.
Oh yeah. Well then, as per usual, I would like to ask the DM, what was your favorite thing of every person of what they did, or something like that? What was your favorite part of everyone's character?
Of everyone, I really like Typhoon. I really enjoyed the whole monk thing you're doing. I don't know if you're kind of catching on with what I'm kind of saying with this, but
I kind of do now.
Yeah.
So
there's some real cool stuff there. I know, so while we're a bit shaky at the start, I do kind of like how Kyoshi was introduced. I think kind of being a healer when you lot needed a healer was kind of a fun thing. And a lot of the interactions as well, you were kind of the peacekeeper for a lot of it, and that final crit kind of gave you some important information there. Maybe something to dig up for next time. Shio, I actually really liked how you were playing off being wounded at the beginning. I think that's very interesting considering it happened last session, but you still managed to keep that energy a week later. And Umu, you had some really good banter with the shopkeeper. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, and the
I
Dungo.
think yeah. I wish to talk to you after the session ends private. Just something about it. That's right.
That's fine. I gotta jump into another session straight after this. Could it be
Oh,
later?
yeah. Well, yeah, that's fine. Well, Kayoshi, I'm very excited with how your character's gonna be with us. I really enjoyed how you played him, and I'm really excited to see how it works.
Thank you. There's going to be 3 things about it. 1, they will slightly change. 2, there's actually a secret about them that literally nobody has dug up yet, which actually, that's kind of a good thing. We can play that. And 3rd, I think you're going to like a couple of the secrets they have about them.
Mm. I mean, the main reason I'm gonna say that is because, like, since at this point, Umibozu's basically become like a half, like the comic relief for the group, which I am fine with. I have such a blast playing comic relief characters, but like the interaction we've had with each other, it was a blast.
And now I'm the straight man, you're funny man.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I swear, every time I like do another session with Umibozu, the more and more he becomes like the comic relief, and I'm fine with that.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, I got to bounce, but it was really nice playing with everyone, and I hope to see you next week.
Alright, so adios.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
well.
hope to see you too.
Okay.
Don't die.
Bye.
See ya next time.
Adios.